Hello, welcome to Stepping Stone's 6th Step to Korean. Today, we're going to learn about linking sound that Batchim can make. On our last video, we learned about what Batchim is. So, can you read this word? If this is still hard to read for you now, I highly recommend you to watch our previous videos to make sure you understand how to read Korean. Because once you understand everything we learned in previous videos, it'll be a lot easier for you to understand the contents we have for you in this video. Now, going back to answer our question, yes, this is
한국어.
but if you read it fluently, you can feel that this word is actually read as
한국어. 한국어.
If you watched our previous videos, these boxes should look familiar to you. You use these two forms of Korean letter when you have Batchim. Consonants and vowels are combined with another consonants to form a letter. Also, we mentioned that Batchim consonants make end sound of the letter that they are formed with. What do you think would happen if letters with Batchim are combined with letters that are formed by any vowels with consonant ing? Batchim consonants fill into where consonant ing is to make the sound. This is called linking sound of Batchim. We learned that there are 7 representative Batchim sounds that Batchim consonants can make when they are used as Batchim. However, when Batchim consonants are used as linking sounds, their original sounds fill in for ing sound, not one of the 7 representative Batchim sound that they belong. Let me give you some examples. When letter
물,
is combined with
어유.
Batchim near in the word 물 fills in for ing to make the sound. So, when you pronounce
물, 어유.
which means to bite, you actually read it as
물어요. 물어요.
same principle goes with this one. If
입,
meets
어유.
Batchim bi읍 fills in for ing on the next letter to make the sound. So the word
입, 어유.
which means to wear is actually read it as
입어요. 입어요.
Let's practice more so you can get used to the linking sounds that Batchim make. Try to read each word by yourself first. Can you read this one? This is read as
한국어. 한국어.
which means Korean language. Try to read this one. This is read as
환영. 환영.
which means welcome. Can you read this one? This is read as
목요일. 목요일.
which means Thursday. This time, let's try reading sentences. It might look hard for the beginners even to think about reading this. But if you practice enough with our previous videos, I'm certain that you should be able to read all of these on your own. If not, please watch our previous videos again to get used to what we learned up to this video. Now, how would you read this one?
옷을 입어요.
Which means I wear clothes.
옷을 입어요. 옷을 입어요.
Can you read this one?
책을 덮어요.
Which means I close the book.
책을 덮어요. 책을 덮어요.
Can you read this one?
집이 좁아요.
Which means the house is small.
집이 좁아요. 집이 좁아요.
How are you doing so far? We just learned about basic rule of linking sound that Batchim make. If this is still hard, please go back to get used to linking sound that Batchim make before you move on to next part of this video. There's always an exception to the rule when you learn language. There are times when Batchim makes different sound than we know, or no sound at all. What happens when letter 옷 meets 이응 plus vowel to make a sound? Yes, Batchim 시옷 fills in for 이응 on next word to make the sound. If you apply the principle of linking sound that Batchim makes to every word in this sentence, you can read this sentence like this.
옷을 입었어요. 옷을 입었어요.
Then how would you read this one?
이 옷 안에 옷을 더 입었어요.
This is how it should be read based on what we learned, right? However, on this occasion, it's read like this.
이 옷 안에 옷을 더 입었어요. 이 옷 안에 옷을 더 입었어요.
Instead of pronouncing first part as
옷 안에,
it is pronounced as
옷 안에.
why is it not following the rule that we learned? Well, let's find out. There is an exception to the rule about Batchim sound when a word with Batchim is followed by something called content word. According to Wikipedia, content words in linguistics are words that possess semantic content and contribute to the meaning of the sentence in which they occur. So, Korean content words are words that has their own meaning or possess its own information to provide when used in a sentence. These words are in forms of noun, adjective, verb, and adverb. And if Korean content words with 이응 plus any vowel come right after a word with Batchim, the Batchim consonant fills in for 이응, but the sound it makes changes to corresponding representative Batchim sound that Batchim make. Do you remember all the 7 sounds that Batchim make from the last video? We're going to call these 7 sounds representative Batchim sound that Batchim make. So, in this case, 시옷 Batchim corresponds to the sound of 디귿, and so pronunciation changes from
옷 안에,
to.
옷 안에.
Let me elaborate more specifically to help you understand more clearly. The letter an is content word which means in. So based on what we learned about linking sound of Batchim, sound of 시옷 Batchim should fill in for 이응 of content word to make the sound. But, as we mentioned, when words with Batchim are followed by content word, sound of Batchim that fills in for 이응 changes from their original sound to their representative Batchim sound. As you can see, representative sounds for 시옷 Batchim is 디귿. So, instead of 시옷 forming the sound of content word, 디귿 fills in for the sound of content word. That is why this is pronounced as 오단. 오단. Here are some of the content words that you can find in Korean. 위 means up, on, or upper. 옷 means clothes. 웃음 means laugh. Let's try combining these content words with words that has Batchim. When the word 꽃, which means flower, meets 위, 치읓 Batchim fills in for 이응 for content word. However, 치읓 Batchim has representative Batchim sound of 디귿. So, 디귿 fills in for content word instead of 치읓. And so it is read as
꼬뒤, 꼬뒤.
Same principle applies when 겉, which means outer or exterior, and 옷 are combined. Representative Batchim sound for 티읕 is 디귿. So, this is called
겉옷, 겉옷.
Again, same principle applies when 헛, which means meaningless, and 웃음 are combined. Representative Batchim sound for 시옷 is 디귿. So, this is called
헛웃음, 헛웃음.
Another Batchim that has its own rule of making sound is 히읗. When 히읗 is used as Batchim, we tend to omit the 히읗 sound and pronounce the word without 히읗 sound. Let me show you. 좋은 means good, and 나요 means born. Both words has 히읗 Batchim, and based on what we learned, 히읗 should replace 이응 when the word is pronounced. However, you omit the heat sound and you read it without any heat sound. So, these words are pronounced as
좋은, 좋은. 나아요, 나아요.
Alright, let's try to read these sentences based on what we learned so far. Please note that you're just trying to read and pronounce each letters, not studying and understanding what these words mean. So, try to read them on your own first and repeat after us when we give you right way of saying those sentences. Can you read first sentence?
저 밭 아래에 버섯이 있어요. 저 밭 아래에 버섯이 있어요.
Can you read next sentence as well?
책을 좋아해서 서점에 매일 갔어요. 책을 좋아해서 서점에 매일 갔어요.
Alright, let's review to make sure you understand what we learned today. First, we learned that when letters that are formed by combining any vowels with ing come right after letters with Batchim, the Batchim consonants fill in for ing to make the sound. Secondly, we learned that when content words come right after letters with Batchim, the Batchim's original sound does not fill in for the content words. Instead, the sounds of Batchim change to their representative Batchim sounds, which we know that there are only 7 representative Batchim sounds. Last thing that we learned is that when words with hiya Batchim is combined with letters that are formed by any vowels with ing, hiya sound is omitted, and so you pronounce those words without making hiya sound. If you're still confused about linking sounds that Batchim make, please watch our video again until you fully understand about linking sound. If you have any questions about today's content or anything about Korean, please leave it under the comment and we'll answer as best as we can to help you understand all about Korean. As for next video, we're going to learn about letters that are combined with 2 different kinds of consonants for Batchim. Alright, that's it for today's video. We hope that our contents helped you understand more about Korean. We'll try our best to provide you our support to help you fully understand about Korean. So, stay on our stepping stones for your mastery of Korean. Thank you. If this video helped, please press like. If you want to stay on our stepping stones, please subscribe.